What is up, folks? NYKia 13. I've become dyslexic all of a sudden. NYKia 31 here. NBA Live 16. Good old NBA Live 16. Poor, struggling NBA Live 16. I've been streaming playoff matchups. I'm a lunatic. I play on 12-minute quarters, default sliders on all-star difficulty. And I cannot tell you how many knuckleheads seem to think that I'm streaming live games. I have a video game title in the title of the live stream, plus you see that little video game logo, and these jackasses, countless of them, dozens of them, they think I'm streaming a live NBA game. I don't get it. Don't get it. But anyhow, I've been streaming these games. Didn't stream this one. I am chopping this one up, obviously, for discussion purposes, and I have fun playing them. I really do. However, I also recognize that NBA Live has a problem. And you'll see the problem here on this possession as I'm working to trying to find a good shot, and you see an ugly animation pop here on this entry pass to Dirk in the post before he goes into his signature one-legged takeoff follow-away jumper. And the question that I'm posing is, does the way the game look pose a problem? And in my opinion, the answer is a resounding yes. And I started thinking about this watching NBA 2K16 critique videos, rant videos, complaint videos, whatever you want to call them. And, you know, for the record, I don't play NBA 2K16 anymore. I haven't played it in months. The only desire I've had to play it recently is to do a Kobe Bryant highlight reel, which is in the process of being done. But, you know, I do know the flaws of the game, and I, for the most part, agree with the critiques that are being presented in the videos. You know, I was watching one of Apex's videos, or a couple of Apex's videos. You guys all know Apex by now. And every now and then, in the comment section to his video, someone would comment and say, you know what, the problem that you're complaining about, NBA Live, that doesn't happen, or NBA Live does this better. And they're correct in what they say. Now, don't get me wrong, NBA Live has areas where the 2K game is clearly superior to it but in reference to the issues that are being presented, the comment makers are correct. But the problem is when someone goes to give NBA a look, or think of giving NBA Live a try, they look at some footage and they look at how the game animates, and they say to themselves, ugh, I don't want to try this. Why? And I really can't say that I blame them. The game, graphically, I don't have a problem with at all. Arenas look good, the lighting look good, I have no problem with the player models. But the problem is that the game, after coming back onto the scene with NBA Live 14, still suffers from too many ugly transition animation sequences. And you see these bad animation transitions most often when the ball is being passed, when you're in the post, and also when you're driving into the paint, and the inconsistent respecting of body physics. Here on the perimeter, a nice move here. The perimeter, I think, is fine. The perimeter is very good. It just needs more animation variety. Just build on the animation library more. Did a good job of that between 15 and this year, but they need to add more and more stuff to the animation library on the perimeter. More signature stuff. But, you know, I'm going to touch on those three areas: the passing, the post, and in the paint. Passing is a horror show. You see the ball take a lot of unnatural, well, the ball moves at unnatural speeds at times. It either floats, like when you're throwing a lob, or the ball moves unnaturally fast. like when you're passing it around the perimeter or into the post, and you get that ugly synchronized animation pop between recipient and defender in the post as well in those post entry passes. Passing in general is a horror show since you don't really have much control over what you're going to get, so you get these ugly close quarter bounce passes and these floating passes that don't really make a lot of sense, and it just creates a complete eyesore and just ruins the aesthetic quality of the game and hurts the ebb and flow of your sets as well. Now, as far as the controls when you're in the post and on the perimeter, I understand their approach and I like the approach of complete manual control. You have the freedom to break in and out of whatever you want. There's very few canned animation sequences that you can trigger, but the downside to it is that the gap between your input and what your player does is still a little bit too wide. There's still some delay between what you're trying to accomplish and actually accomplishing it, and you see that most often in step backs. There's a delay between the step back gather and the actual transition to from the step back to the shot. Those things need to be smoother, as well as from various other gathers, spin gathers, hop step gathers, and whatnot. It leads to a clunky feel and a clunky look. Drop steps and up and under transitions don't feel as fluid and natural as they should, and the up and under especially looks really bad. The Dream Shake up and under looks good, but the up and under where they shoot that one-handed floater that, you know, again, going back to the ball, travels unnaturally high, that looks terrible. That looks just flat out awful. I'm sure we can all agree on that. Body contact, body physics. I don't think this is as much of a problem on the perimeter as it is in the paint. Now, if someone doesn't really know what they're doing with the controls, they can get frustrated because if you try to chain together crossovers and you're too close to the defender, you're going to smack into him and you're going to come to a stop and pick up the ball. That I actually really like because it forces you to be aware of spacing and create space to, you know, do a move instead of just being able to just force your way through the guy. The problem, though, is when you get into the paint, that kind of falls apart. Too many points are scored in the paint because there's just not a lot of consistent resistance there. Sometimes you'll see it done really well, like I have a sequence here where JJ Barrera goes into the paint after I cross over a defender and he bumps into Steve Adams and it sends him off balance, which is excellent, which should happen a heck of a lot more often, but too many times you're able to just disrespect the bodies into the paint and either score or get a shot up or draw a foul when you really shouldn't have been able to get in there to begin with. You get called for offensive fouls here and there, but you know, not enough to deter you from really wanting to get in the paint if you're hell-bent on doing it. And also rebounding. Rebounding animations need a lot of work as well. So basically, I really think they need to focus on just animation quality, just animation smoothness. Because really, I like the basketball. I like the basketball that's being played. I really do. But they have to make the game more aesthetically pleasing to the eye and more natural and responsive with its controls. That has to be a major focus for Live 17. Live 17 cannot have these weird floaty or rocketing passes and these animation pops. Can't happen. Can't have all these launch day bugs either. I don't think the game will survive if there's not really stark improvement in the animation smoothness, and if it's just littered with bugs on release that need a million updates in order to get it to function the way it should have functioned out of the box. So that's really all I had to say on these subjects. I'll let the fourth quarter here play out. Hope you guys enjoy. Love to hear your guys' input, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Oh, here's the Barea sequence I was talking about. I'm trying to size him up, I get by him, I bump into Adams, I get, you know, knocked off balance and miss. You have the ugly offensive rebound, and then I try to bull my way into the paint, and there I get the offensive foul call on me. That needs to happen a heck of a lot more to penalize just mindless forcing the ball into the paint. So now I'll let it play out. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Sends it to the corner. Strong move to the rim. Gets to the rim, puts it in, and draws the foul.
That's big-time play right there. Finishing the shot through the contact, and now goes to the free throw line.
And he does it. A three-point. Westbrook against Felton. Here's the pick. Durant the jumper. Bang! He's 6 for...
Number 3, Dion Waiters.
And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Kicks it out to the corner. Nobody near him. Puts it in. Pretty play.
Secure an extra possession and then put it in the basket.
Westbrook against Felton. That's good. A one-point game.
That's a big-time shot.
Durant, they double him. Strong on the offensive glass. Puts it in. One-point game. Ibaka's trying to get down low. Big offensive rebound. To Adams. Steve Adams with 12 points and 1 steal. Attacks the basket. Swats that one away.
That kind of play, Mike, makes a statement.
Ref calls the buzzer. It's official. They win the conference championship, and it's on to the NBA Finals.
In an absolute thrilling 7-game series, they prevailed 4-3 to advance to the NBA Finals. What a series, what a game, and what an accomplishment.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Mavericks made it official with today's emotional win. They'll be the ones representing the Western Conference in the NBA Finals. They'll also be the ones celebrating in the locker room for a long time tonight. Check out the leading scores for the Dallas Mavericks. The Thunder were eliminated from the playoffs today, and I'm sure there are no words that can make them feel better right now. Making the playoffs can be considered a success, but that's probably not what they want to hear right now. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game stats. Player of the game.
And here we have a look at the shot chart. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining me.